Yeah, the last class we discussed about the elementary signals and the classification of discrete time signals. The four categories we cover: the causal and non-causal signal, even and odd, periodic and aperiodic, energy, and the power signals. Now now we are going to start about the systems. That is discrete time system. What do you mean by the system? System, nothing but the processor. This is simply a physical device. System is simply a physical device which performs a certain operation on the applied input signal. Let us say here applying the signal. Since it is a discrete time, the input and output must be in the discrete in nature. So to complete this system is a physical device, which is a combination of the group of components which perform the specific operation on the applied input signal, and the resultant signal we call response or output. Okay, that is represented by y of n. See, throughout the DSP course, where you find the signal x of n, the defaultly the input signal. Okay, y of n always points the output signal or the response of the system. Okay, this is input, and the response always represented by the y, the input always by x only. So based on the definition of the system, it performs the specific operation on the input signal. So that operation I am going to represent by the letter T. So it transforms, simply the system transforms the input signal into output form. So symbolically that is represented by y of n is nothing but the transformed version of signal x of n. Okay, this is simply here this T represents some specific operation. Okay, that completely depends on the system. One of the example is, in case the system is a filter, simply it attenuates the unwanted frequency components and allows only required frequency components. Okay, that operation I am represented by the T. The T is nothing but the which operation you are going to perform on them. Yeah, that completely depends on the system. Okay, this is simply the system. The next one, the classification of the discrete time systems, which is very, very important. Classification of discrete time systems. Okay. Based on the properties and the characteristics of the discrete time systems, these are classified into 6 types. Okay. The first one, static and dynamic system. Static and dynamic system. Second one, causal and non-causal signal. Causal and non-causal systems. Causal and non-causal systems. The third category is linear and non-linear systems. Linear and non-linear systems. And the next one, time invariant and time variant. Time invariant and time variant systems. And the fifth category is FIR and IIR systems. I will explain what I mean by the FIR and IIR when I am going to discuss about the fifth category. And the last one is stable and unstable systems. Okay. See, based on the properties of the discrete time systems, we have the 6 types of the discrete time systems. One is the static and dynamic. Second is a causal and non-causal. Third is a linear and non-linear. Time invariant and time variant. Fair and IAR. Stable and unstable system. Now we'll see it. What are these six systems in detail? The first category, static and dynamic. Static and dynamic system. Okay. Yes. The static systems is also called memory-less systems. Static system is also called memory-less systems, and dynamic systems are also called memory systems. Dynamic systems is also called memory systems. Okay, based on these two, based on the name of the system, the memory-less and the memory, we can define what you mean by the static and the dynamic. So, in case in a particular system there is no memory, if there is no memory means it doesn't have the capability to hold some information. Okay, so such kind of the system simply we call static system. That means how the system input is x of n and output is y of n and the y of n. So it performs some particular operation, the system that I am representing T. So this complete the system doesn't have any memory. So always the output of that particular system is depends on the input at that particular time. That means if you want to evaluate the response at n is equal to, let us say, the 5, okay, which depends input only at n is equal to 5. Okay, why? Because there is no memory to hold any other informations. Okay, right now which information you are applying, which input signal you are applying, the responses depends on only that particular input signal. Okay, such kind of the systems are called static system. Means if you want to say that any discrete time system is said to be the static if its output at a particular time instant is depends on the input at that particular time instant only. Okay, so simply the response of the static system is depends on the input at that particular time. That is static. Now, can you define the dynamic system now? Dynamic system is dynamic system simply response of the system at a particular time instant is depends on present input, means input at that particular time instant, and other input samples. Okay, and other input samples. Since it having the memory, so it holds the other information in the memory. Okay, when the system evaluating the response, so the response is depends on the input at that particular time what you are applying, along with that other input samples. Okay, those kind of the systems simply called the dynamic systems. Okay, this is about the static and the dynamic. Simply the static system is nothing but the response of the system at a time instant. It depends on input samples at that particular time only. It depends on any other. It doesn't depends on any other input samples. Okay, along with the present input, in case it depends on any other input samples, that system we term as dynamic system. That system is simply termed as dynamic system. Okay, I'll give the example for this. Let's take one example. Okay, let us say the y of n is equal to a into x of n, where a is some scalar. Now see this system. Y of n is equal to a into x of n. The output of the system is simply scalar multiplication of the input signal. Okay. Now the response of the system always depends on the input at that particular time only. It doesn't depend on any other. Example, say you want to find the response at n is equal to 10. Okay. Y of n at n is equal to 10. It depends on only x of n at n is equal to 10 only. Clear? This is simply one of the example of the static system. Let's take, now tell me this system is static or dynamic? A into x square of n. A into x square of n, which is nothing but, it's also write as a into x of n whole square. Here also see, simply the response at any time instant that depends on the input at that particular time only. Okay, these are the examples of the static system. Let's take the dynamic system. Some of the example. Y of n is equal to x of n plus x of n minus 1. Okay, let's try to find the response at n is equal to, let us say, the 20. Okay, what is y of 20? Which is x of 20 plus x of 90. So here the response at a particular time n is equal to 20 is depends on input at that particular time, that is x of 20, and the previous input samples, that is x of 90 also. Okay, along with the present input, it depends on previous input samples. So the system is dynamic system. System is dynamic system. Okay, another example. Y of n is equal to x of n square. Just tell me this system is static or dynamic? Y of n is equal to x of n square. So that just find the response at a time, let us say the n is equal to 10. Y of 10 is equal to here x of 10 square, which is x of 100. So response at n is equal to 10 seconds is depends on the input at n is equal to 100 seconds. Okay, it depends on the input at n is equal to 100 seconds. So x of 100 is not the present input. Okay, that is the future. So at n is equal to 10 seconds, we are going to find the output of the particular system. Okay, that output is depends on the input at n is equal to 100 seconds. Clear? So it depends on the future input samples. It depends on future input sample. So the system is dynamic system. Okay. Like that, you need to classify whether the responses depends on the present input alone, or along with the present, it depends on any other input sample, like the previous or future input samples. If it depends on only the present input samples, simply it is a static system. Okay, in case it depends on the previous or the future input sample along with the present, so it's called dynamic system. Okay, this is the first category. Static and dynamic system. Is it clear about the static and dynamic? Static system is simply the memoryless. There is no memory element in the system. So always the responses depends on the input at that particular time. Okay, the dynamic having the memory element, so we can hold the other input samples. Okay. So you output is depends on present and other input samples also. And the second category is the second one. Causal and non-causal system. causal and non-causal system. Okay, we have the one kind of the signal with the same name, causal and non-causal signal. Okay, causal and non-causal signals are different, causal and non-causal systems are different. Okay, that is simply the system, and this is signal and the system, completely different now. Okay, causal and non-causal systems. You see, a discrete time system is said to be the causal if its response y of n depends on present input, which is nothing but x of n. It depends on present input and past input samples. Past input samples, that is x of n minus m, where m is an integer. Okay, a discrete time system is said to be the causal if its response y of n depends on present input, that is x of n, and past input samples. Okay, it depends on present input and or present input and or past input samples, that is x of n minus m, that is x of n minus 1, n minus 2, n minus 3, n minus 4, and so on. Okay, that is simply, you can represent as a mathematically, the y of n is simply the function of x of n, x of n minus 1, x of n minus 2, and so on. Here this x of n is a present input and the remaining all are past inputs, and this is the x of n is present input. Okay, so in case it depends on any other, in case the particular system depends on any other than the present and the past input. Other than the present and past means we have only one thing, that is the future input. In case it depends on any future input samples, that we call simply non-causal system. Okay, if it depends on only the present input and the past input sample, simply we call it as a causal. Okay, in case it depends on any other than these two, simply that system simply we call non-causal system. Okay, let's see an example. Y of n is equal to x of n plus x of n minus 1, let us x of n plus x of n minus 1. So x of n is nothing but simply this is the present input, and x of n minus 1, this is the past input. So the y of n, which depends on the present input x of n and past input x of n minus 1. So the system is causal system. So the system is causal system. Now let's take one more. Y of n is equal x of n plus x of 2n, x of n plus x of 2n. Okay, now x of n, we know this is simply the present input. X of n is simply present input. Now what about this x of 2n? This is the present input or past input or future input. Okay, for that, let's take, so find the response at some n values. Let's take the y of n at n is equal to 5. Now simply find the y of 5. What is y of 5? x of 5 plus x of 2 into 5, which is nothing but the 10. Okay, now check the time value. Okay, if the time value is less than the present time value, then that is simply the past values. If the time value is greater than the present time value, simply it is the future values. So if it is equal to the present, simply that we call the present input. So x of 5, which is simply present input. Now x of 10. Now tell me, the x of 10 is a past input or future input? This is simply future input samples. Okay, at n is equal to 5, the present input is x of 5, the past inputs are x of 4, x of 3, x of 2, x of 1, x of 0, x of minus 1, minus 2, all these are past input, nothing but the previous input samples. Okay, greater than 5, simply x of 6, x of 7, x of 8 and so on, those are the future input samples. That is with respect to the 5 only. Okay, this is simply the future input. Now the response y of 5 is depends on the present input x of 5 and the future input. So the system is simply non-causal system. System is simply non-causal. And remember this, you need to check for both positive and the negative times. Okay, this you need to check both positive and negative times. Okay, for that, let's take one example to understand it clearly. Yeah, y of n is equal to x of minus n. Y of n is equal to x of minus n. Now tell me, this system is causal or non-causal? At n is equal to 5. What is y of 5? X of minus 5. So you are evaluating the response at n is equal to 5. It depends on input at n is equal to minus 5, which is simply past input. Right? Because minus 5 is simply the less than the 5. Okay, let us take at n is equal to 6 or n is equal to 10. Y of 10, simply the x of minus 10. So again past. So here the response is depends on the past input sample, nothing but the previous input. Okay, with this it don't conclude your system is causal. Why? Because okay, don't conclude the system is a causal. Till this point the responses depends on only the previous input samples. So check the same system for negative time also. Examples, at n is equal to minus 2. At n is equal to minus 2. Y of minus 2 is x of 2. Y of minus 2 is x of 2. Now response at n is equal to 2 is depends on input at n is equal to, the response at n is equal to minus 2 is depends on input at n is equal to 2. Okay, with respect to the n is equal to minus 2, what is x of 2? X of 2 is future input. Okay, x of 2 is future input. Similarly, if other let us say n is equal to minus 15. So which is y of minus 15 is nothing but x of 15 again. So response at n is equal to minus 15 is depends on the input at n is equal to 15. So again it depends on future input samples. Okay, when you are giving the conclusion, check the system for both positive and the negative times. If it satisfies for both positive and the negative times, then only give the conclusion whether it is a causal or non-causal. Okay, now the causal condition is satisfied for only the positive, it fails for the negative. So simply the given system is non-causal. So simply the given system is non-causal. Okay, why? Because response of the system for the negative time is depends on the future input samples. So simply it is non-causal, like that. Okay, don't give the conclusion based on only one part of the time values, based on only either the positive times or based on only for the negative time instance. Okay, it must satisfy the specific condition for both positive and the negative times.